do welcome Mark Callaghan.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which the conference is taking place and pay my respects to elders both past and present. I'd like to thank Bob Taylor, CEO of EOS, for his ongoing support of Worldskills Australia and for providing me with the opportunity to speak here this afternoon. And I have to say, it always feels fantastic to be able to follow images such as we've just seen of the 2011 Team Australia Skillaroos when they competed in London at the 41st Worldskills competition last year. And I guess I always feel like a bit of a rock star coming to the stage accompanied by the music. I hope it's highlighted the excitement and the importance of the Worldskills International competition. I hope it's all given you a bit of a jolt as we head towards the finish line of the conference. You're almost there. And I think I'd also like to thank Bob for allowing me to be the last speaker, because I think it's a great opportunity to be able to share some of the stories of the people who have come through the training system. People such as Ben, who we saw on the video, and people such as Josh, who you heard from earlier in the conference too. For those of you who don't know, the Team Australia Skillaroos represent the best young trade and skills technicians in Australia. And in October last year, they returned from London with a ranking of 7th in the world amongst what was then 54 member countries. And this is a tremendous achievement, I believe, and it highlights the extremely high quality of vocational education and training available in this country. Skills shortages, skills challenges, call them what you will, but they continue to be very topical. And over recent times, I'm sure that everyone here has heard on a regular basis that the Australian economy is facing global pressures, which will include the need for skilled labour. You've also heard that this need for skilled labour will be high on the list of priorities for the energy sectors. In addition, I'm sure that many of you have read or in fact contributed to a myriad of reports, one in particular that's just out, Australia in the Asian Century. You all attend many forums and conferences such as this one, and you follow the media where you hear from many people, policymakers, educators, business leaders, demographers, all saying the same thing, and to put it simply, saying we need more people with the right skills. And as a nation, I believe we need to continue to strive for skills excellence, because it is skills excellence that will ultimately improve individual and organisational success, as well as improving performance and productivity. And we need to change perceptions. There has long been an attitude that success in your working life is linked to a university education. Parents, school teachers and career advisors alike for too long now have felt that a child or a student is a failure if they have not undertaken a degree course at university. So we need to raise the profile, the awareness and the status of trade and skill-based careers. And I think, as Phil alluded to, and it's quite interesting that the 41st Worldskills International competition, which was held in London last year, was held in a venue that also was recently used for the London Olympic Games. And I'm sure that everyone here will all remember our gold medal winning athletes, Sally Pearson, Anna Mears, our sailors, as well as our Paralympians. And unfortunately for Bob, there was no gold medals in hockey, but hopefully you can improve on that in a couple of years' time. But while everyone here probably now realises that we've currently got the world's best electrician, who else knows that? Worldskills Australia, through our program of competitions, allows Australia to benchmark its education and training system against the rest of the world. It challenges young Australians to strive for skills excellence, and it produces skill ambassadors that can be held up as beacons to show the success that is possible via a trade or a skill-based career. Worldskills Australia now more than ever builds a skills respect culture. Through our program of competitions, we aim to increase the awareness of the opportunities that are possible via a VET pathway to young Australians, to their mums and dads, their careers advisors and their teachers. We aim to raise the profile of apprenticeships, traineeships and vocational education and training in general, in the hope that careers via a VET pathway will become viable first choice career options, so that we can hopefully play an important role in meeting the challenge we've all spoken about and what I mentioned earlier, the need for skilled labour. And I believe that the best way we can do this is through the promotion of our skilled champions, real role models who can be held up as examples of what can be achieved via a VET pathway. Real role models such as those young men and women we saw in the film clip, and real role models such as Ben Hooton, our gold medal winning electrician. Now, I live in Melbourne with my wife and 3 young boys, and I live in eastern suburbs of Victoria, so Merv's going to hate me. And I grew up in country New South Wales, so he's going to hate me even more. So I don't know whether I'll be able to have a beer with him tonight, but again, I don't think Merv's too discriminating in who he has a beer with either. But like most young boys, my boys love their sport, and we're all mad keen Sydney Swans supporters, so we're still basking in the glory of the Swans premiership earlier in September. But as a Sydney-based team, the Swans don't get to Melbourne very often. However, after a game earlier in the year, the club organised a coaching clinic on the Sunday morning following the game for all their junior members, and my 3 boys were jumping out of their skin all week at the prospect of kicking the footy with their idols. Since then, the boys have replayed many games in the backyard, each as their favourite player: Goodsey, Jude Bolton, Sam Reid, and I'm sure their minds will turn to cricket as soon as the South African series starts next week. So sport does a tremendous job of promoting role models, even though, and as Merv pointed to with the West Australian boys, the cricket boys, even though sometimes the role models do let us down. Sport provides much to our nation. Let's be honest, it makes us all feel great to see Australians winning, whether here or on the international stage. It makes us prize dedication, endeavour, the value of competition, and it encourages us all to meet the challenges in our lives. But dare I say it, even though I live in the sporting capital of Australia, that the inherent skills of the people, of the sports person, often add little to the nation as a whole. The ability to play football, cricket, to swim or run fast is not in itself a nation-building skill. However, skills champions such as the Team Australia Skillaroos, who are elite competitors in their own right, offer us so much more. They too will make us feel great when we see them competing, and hopefully some of them winning on the international stage. We will also witness their dedication, their commitment, their discipline, and the sacrifices that they have made will inspire us all. The Team Australia Skillaroos are elite craftsmen and craftswomen, and their inherent skills are nation-building skills. They possess what Australia needs to create a strong nation with a strong economy. The Skillaroos will be like other elite athletes. Their time in international competition will be brief, but unlike other athletes, their time of application of their world-class skills will not diminish as the years go by. They will continue to use them and continue to develop them. They will, I'm sure, develop successful careers, take on their own apprentices or trainees, and many of them will build businesses that will employ others and further allow the application of their skills to the good of the country. And if we want to meet the skill challenges of now and in the future, then it is incumbent on us all to ensure that these world-class young people, our Skillaroos, are seen as role models in every school in Australia, so that all young Australians will strive for greatness and understand what can be achieved by following a vocational education training pathway. Just as we celebrate our sporting heroes, so too do we need to promote our skills champions, as well as acknowledging and celebrating their achievements. As a nation, we need to attract more young people into trades and skills to ensure we build a sustainable base for our future skills needs. Throughout the Worldskills Australia competition process, we have uncovered some tremendous role models, skill ambassadors to whom all Australians can aspire. The Team Australia Skillaroos, who we saw on the screen before, are perfect examples of the real role models that I refer to. Real role models such as Ben, and skills champions such as the 32 young men and women who have recently been named as part of the 2013 Team Australia Skillaroos, following their success at the recently completed 2012 Worldskills Australia National Competition. Our competitions operate on a 2-year cycle. Regional competitions flow into national competitions, and national competition winners, if eligible, become members of the international team, the Skillaroos, who will then represent Australia in international competition, commonly referred to as the Skill Olympics. In October last year, as I said, we sent 28 young Australians in 25 skill categories to London to compete in the 41st Worldskills competition. They returned with 10 medals and a ranking of 7th in the world. Each and every one of the Skillaroos returned from London as proud representatives of their country and as true skill ambassadors. But skills competitions are about much more than celebrating success. They are a vital way of improving performance, productivity and delivery at the workplace and place of training. Skills competitions provide added value to the vet system and act as a catalyst to creating healthy and productive competitiveness at every level. Worldskills Australia is concerned with encouraging young Australians to achieve their full potential. We are achieving this through our continual effort to support skills excellence in Australia and by benchmarking our projects and skills against international standards. And of the 80,000 young people who have gone through Worldskills since 1981, we have many examples of young Australians who have achieved their full potential. And while the Team Australia Skillaroos are the pinnacle of skills excellence, there are many other examples of young Australians who have used the Worldskills competition simply as a pathway to success. From the bricklaying competitor who finished 7th in a regional competition, but commented that from what he'd learnt during the competition he would be able to lay around 30 more bricks a day, and at $1 a brick that meant more money for his boss and for him, to Joshua Stem, an automotive technician from Brisbane who finished 6th at the 2006 national competition and who is now living the high life in Dubai and is the Middle Eastern Regional Service Engineer for General Motors. And what of teachers, trainers and mentors? Just as it is important to recognise the efforts of our competitors, it is just as important to recognise the role played by teachers, trainers and mentors. Excellence, quality outcomes and passionate teachers are very much the fabric of success of Worldskills Australia. In speaking with many of the Skillaroos, it is evident that they have been strongly supported, encouraged along their entire vet journey by passionate and dedicated teachers and mentors. Teachers seldom get the recognition they deserve, but as a recent report states, teachers are the bedrock of the vet system. They inspire, nurture and encourage students and are at the front line of excellence in vet. Just as we need to recognise the achievements of students, we need to acknowledge the efforts of teachers. Teachers such as Dave Arnold, who was recognised last night at the conference dinner, being the recipient of the Innovation and Excellence in Training Award, and who also had a huge hand to play in Ben's success in London. Teachers and trainers such as our international experts, who will form be integral members of the 2013 Team Australia, many of whom have been voted in as category chief experts by their international peers. And finally, there are the employers who continue to encourage their apprentices to benchmark their skills via the Worldskills competition process. Employers such as Skillset Group Training and host employer AJS Electrical, who continue to produce apprentices who succeed at national and international levels. As I noted earlier, the 41st Worldskills competition was held in London, the location for the recently completed 2012 Summer Games, Olympic Games. I'm sure that you'll all agree that during the Olympics we witnessed many fantastic sporting achievements in state-of-the-art venues and facilities. World records, personal bests and amazing feats of human endeavour and triumph. Who can forget the efforts of Usain Bolt? But let's just think for a moment how successful the Games would be if we didn't have people with trades and skills training. We would have none of the state-of-the-art venues without welders, construction steel workers and sheet metal workers, as well as the carpenters, bricklayers, electricians, tilers, painters, plumbers, just to name a few. Even on the podium, without jewellers, pattern makers, CNC machinists and florists, the athletes would not be able to receive the much sought after gold, silver or bronze medals and the accompanying bouquet of flowers. And without those trained in the tourism and hospitality sectors, athletes, officials and spectators alike would struggle to attend the games, and VIPs and sponsors would not be able to be wined and dined in the manner in which they expect. And of course there are those trained in the horticulture sectors, the turf managers, groundspeople and the like, who created and maintained the playing surface for the many Olympic venues, including the main stadium in London. These are just a few examples, but as you can see, the demand for skills is all around us. And it is incumbent on us all to continue to promote the opportunities that exist via a vet pathway, so that these opportunities can be considered by all Australians as viable first choice options. EOS have shown their commitment to skills excellence through their support of the 2012 Worldskills Australia National Competition, and we look forward to continued support as we prepare for the 2013 Worldskills International Competition in Leipzig, Germany. And we believe that Worldskills Australia and EOS can work together to highlight the achievements of these Skillaroos, as well as other people who have gone through the training system, such as Josh Toomey, as well as showcasing all of their stories as a means of raising the awareness of the opportunities that are available in all relevant skill areas. So again, thank you again to EOS for your support of Worldskills Australia, not only in direct sponsorship, but your continued support of Noel Monkman to be part of the Worldskills team. And thank you again for allowing me to be part of this conference. Thank you.